My name is Mr. Anderson, and this is Kickstarter Talk Issue 13. Scientists, Lovecraft, Survival, Scotch, WWF, and Powers. What does all that mean? You're going to have to watch the show to know. We're going to do a quicker format than we usually do because we've been asked to try to speed this show up. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to treat this show like a preview. We're going to get it to you fast. So first, we're going to go down the list of what's on the show today. Today, we'll have Speechify, Alter Life, The Arcane Cocktail, Laugh It Forward, Tales from the Black Circle, The Scientist, H.P. Lovecraft, The Call of the Chichulo, Orison, Trial Run, Angelica Reigns, Fairfax Comic Con, Light Earth, Nikolai Volkov, Staunch Ambition, Dead Duck and Zombie Chick Radio Show, Vinyl Pressing, Johnny Scotch, The Sound of Justice, the Children's Vampire Hunting Brigade, and the Libertarian Comic Book. We're going to jump right into it and start off with Speechify. Speechify only has a few hours to go. Speechify, Every Child Deserves a Voice, app for autism. This is an app for autism. Speechify gives your child with autism a voice. We're going to check out the video.
This is Alex. He's 5. Alex has barely spoken a word since he was born. He's one of the millions of kids around the world with autism, apraxia, Down syndrome, or other conditions that inhibit their ability to communicate with others. Introducing Speechify, an app that lets children and adults with delayed or no speech communicate in any language. Speechify is a grid of countless speech cells grouped by categories. Cells can be grouped as parts of speech, types of objects, add, delete, or move cells around the grid, or simply rotate the cells into the center row and press the speak button.
I want drink cold milk.
Parents, teachers, or therapists can set it up in many different ways. Speechify can help kids like Alex around the world to communicate. Speechify. Speech simplified. For details, please visit www.speechifyinfo.com.
Now available on the iOS, and this was for, of course, a different platform for the Android platform. We're going to jump ahead to Alter Life, what I call the Black Mirror comic book, because it's that good it should be on Black Mirror. Alter Life, Journey to the End. It's a hardcover graphic novel. In a world of seemingly infinitive realities, Jake is on a quest to find his dead wife and daughter, but nothing is what it seems. Let's check out what that means.
Hello, I'm Caleb Toussaint, the writer and creator of Alter Life. Alter Life is the story of Jake, a man whose tragic life is forever changed when he discovers that he can enter his own parallel existences. Reeling from the loss of his wife and daughter, Jake decides to take his own life and discovers that he cannot die. Again and again, he returns, and every time he does, the world around him is slightly different. With this Kickstarter, we'll be bringing the 5th and final chapter of the series to a single issue for readers that have been following along. But our main focus will be bringing a beautiful hardcover trade edition to current fans and to new readers. This book is going to be a gorgeous hardcover with 160 pages of full color story with some variant artwork that we had done throughout all of the campaigns, conceptual drawings, script to panel breakdowns, as well as a few surprise pinups and some other little bonuses, including a little short that I did for a competition this past year. This also is a story that I've been developing for probably around 13 years. It's an idea that I've just been playing with, and I finally decided to bring it to a comic book a few years ago. And so this is something special. I think it's going to be a beautiful book. It's going to be something that you're going to have and be drawn back to and want to pick up and read over and over again.
And I do agree with that. We did more of an in-depth breakdown of this Kickstarter on Kickstarter Last Rights this week. Please spend some time in checking that out. We're going to move on to our next Kickstarter, which is the Arcane Cocktail, followed by Laugh It Forward and Tales from the Black Circle. The Arcane Cocktail Enthusiast is a print comic edition. It's going to be an first issue of the all-new fantasy adventure comic for cocktail lovers. Let's check it out.
Hey everyone, I'm Jeff Ryder, the founder of Cloud Wrangler Comics and the writer of the upcoming fantasy bartender adventure, The Arcane Cocktail Enthusiast. Check it out. The Arcane Cocktail Enthusiast is the story of Lark Larar, the activist owner of one of the hottest cocktail bars in the world, the Arcanist in San Francisco. But Lark is much more than just a mixologist. She's also a sorcerer whose drinks are literally magic. When her newest employee stumbles upon an enchanted rite that pulls him into a faraway realm, Lark must keep him alive while teaching him the Arcanist's secrets. The Arcane Cocktail Enthusiast is written by Jeff Ryder and features vivid, full-color art by artist David Pupo. Every issue of the Arcane Cocktail Enthusiast will include an original magical cocktail recipe that you can make at home with convenient, non-magical ingredient substitutions, just in case. The Arcane Cocktail Enthusiast is a fun-filled fantasy action-adventure and highlights themes about ethical and sustainable food and drink practices and respectful treatments of plants and wildlife, plus lots of high-class mixology to boot. If you love a wild ride or a good stiff drink, this book is for you. Early Kickstarter backers will have a chance to get the Arcane Cocktail Enthusiast #1 in both print or digital versions, as well as some amazing swag from the Arcanist bar itself, like stickers and coasters, t-shirts, barware, and more. There'll also be exclusive art prints from artists Lacey LeBlanc and many others. So check out the preview pages and reward tiers, and thanks for backing us on Kickstarter.
All right, doesn't that look awesome? I'm not talking about his drink, because
it's totally just iced tea. Come on, it's the middle of the workday.
Well, you get me with that joke again. But it was funny. Speaking of jokes, Laugh It Forward, comedy and comics to change the world, because punching Nazis is hard work, but why can't it also be fun? 2 new comedy books and a lifetime of laughter and activism. Laugh It Forward.
Hey, hooligans, how are you doing? I'm Sam, and if you're new here, I tell dick jokes for justice. Comedy with a message of hope, whether it's about LGBT rights, race relations, gender equity, economic justice, or a host of other issues. Sometimes people say to me, you can't raise consciousness with dick jokes, and I say, not even the tip? I'm on a mission to tell people why laughter is a moral imperative, especially when times are tough like the last year. If you're not laughing, seriously, what are you doing with your life? What, are you spending all your time avoiding parties so that you can prepare for the apocalypse? Now, I know certain Russian-influenced tangerines make that seem much more likely lately, but, you know, even if it does come, you're going to want to remember that you had fun now. So that's why I'm here on Kickstarter. I have published comics and comedy on whohooligan.com since 2006, and today I've got 2 new books worth of material to produce, and you can get one of the books, or you can get a bunch of other cool rewards down below. Check it out. There are comedy ringtones, there are caricatures, there are sketch cards. Even if you only pledge $1, you're going to get desktop wallpaper, and you'll get to help us decide what's going to be on the covers of these 2 books, because I haven't made covers for them yet. So all of you guys who pledge are going to help me figure that out. And at the higher levels, in addition to the books, we've also got, I can make videos like this for you, or at the $600 level, there's a party at your house. I will fly to your house and spend the day with you doing stand-up, playing improv games, whatever you want to do. We're going to have a great time bashing at your place, having lots of comedy and laughs. And whether you pledge or not, I'm also using this Kickstarter as an opportunity to spotlight some other great comic creators and comedians. So every day I'm going to be having some artist spotlights. So come on back and check them out. There's some great people. They're doing some great work. Have a look at them, see what they're doing. So thank you for coming. Let's have some fun and make the world a better place.
So you guys ready to laugh? That's a great Kickstarter to back. Now we're going to definitely turn the page here. We're going to go from laughter to something a little scary. I hope you guys are buckled in. This is Tales from the Black Circle.
The comic which you are about to witness is an account of the tragedy which befell a group of Scandinavian youths, in particular Varg Vikernes and his victim Euronymous.
The ban, a form of music, they say, has disturbing satanic overtones. It's called black metal music and encourages devil worship and the desecration of churches.
The events within the black metal scene would eventually lead to the discovery of a series of the most bizarre crimes in the annals of Norwegian history. These are the secrets of the Black
A plan that several people should attack simultaneously all around the country. Because, they were living all around the country. By burning a church, you pretty well make it clear that somebody disagrees with what the society is all about.
Black metal was underlined by the arrest of Varg Vikernes last year. Known as Count Grishnak, he was charged with the murder of another black metal musician in Oslo. His victim was stabbed 23 times in the assault. Police believe that Oystein Othet, also known as Euronymous, was fighting with the Count for leadership over a satanic terrorist movement involved in other terrifying crimes.
Now that is a crazy Kickstarter for certain. Let's check out our next round of Kickstarters. We have The Scientist, we have something from Lovercraft, and we have The Orison. Starting off now with The Scientist. The Scientist is a young action adventure of prodigies in peril. A young genius and his fellow prodigies are kidnapped on their way to a science fair and must use their wits to survive. Let's check out this young adult drama.
12 student prodigies. One national science fair. No chance of survival. The experiment has begun.
Do you love ensemble kid adventure stories like they made back in the 1980s? They were dark, dangerous, and didn't pull their punches. Hi, I'm Jeff Weber, magician, inventor, and father of 4 boys, and I'm also co-creator of The Scientists. I began The Scientists over 10 years ago with my friend Trent Beckett. Everybody who knew him was devastated by his death in 2007. But I found that working on this was a way to maintain a feeling of connection, and I promised I'd finish it as a way to honor him. Part 1, The Prodigies, is the first of 4 parts, and it's finished and ready to go. I just need your support to print the physical copies. This 44-page comic was painted in black and white acrylic. And if you're digging the music that goes with this video, then you'll love the Science of Synthwave soundtrack, based on the synthesizer music soundtracks of the 1980s. Other cool rewards include a 3D variant cover, which comes complete with a pair of 3D glasses. The main cover was photographed from a diorama and I'm offering a DIY diorama kit based on that art so you can recreate it for yourself. Now I'm bringing my first large-scale comic to Kickstarter to help maximize the potential audience I can reach. I've already put in a massive amount of work on this because I really believe this is a great story the whole world needs to see. Thanks for checking out The Scientists. Be sure to join the experiment and pledge. As soon as this project is fully funded, I'll be ready to launch part 2, which is also finished and ready to go. You guys don't want to miss what happens next.
How cool is that building?
Now, isn't that awesome? I love the fact that it's a legacy project. I think that's amazing. His friend kept it going. My heart goes out to them for their loss, though. Sounds like he was a great dude. This is H.P. Lovecraft's The Call of Cthulhu. I'm going to let them explain this because I think I say the wording of this stuff wrong. This is one that's got my tongue.
My name's Lyndon White, and this is H.P. Lovecraft's The Call of Cthulhu.
Cthulhu. Gotta remember that.
So H.P. Lovecraft is one of the most influential people of the horror genre. He's creator of the Cthulhu mythos, and he got most of his recognition after he's dead, unfortunately. But we owe a lot to him for what he's done for literature and pop culture and influencing so much. And he's one of the biggest influences on my work, which is why I want to adapt one of his short stories. The reason I've chosen to do The Call of Cthulhu is simply because I love the story. It's one of my favourites that Lovecraft's written, and it was one of my first introductions to Lovecraft's work. And it's been adapted by multiple people in their own way, but what I find is that people rush towards the ending where Cthulhu shows up, which is this big imagery of this monster made of octopus and humanoid parts and a dragon, and it's great and wonderful, but they miss out on the storytelling. They miss out on the build-up of the mystery of what's happening and why Francis is learning about this. So that's something I want to focus on. I want to make sure that I don't just adapt something for the sake of it. I want to tell a complete story. I want to adapt Cthulhu into a concertina book. Concertina books are small art books that are made up of 10 images. They're 5-sided, double-sided, and they fold out, so you can read them like a normal art book, or you can fold them out and display them as a piece of artwork. My version of Cthulhu, I want to build up the mystery surrounding Cthulhu, so as you read through the pages, the imagery becomes more Lovecraftian as you read them. I'm using Kickstarter because I get to pitch directly to you guys and people who want my work. I've already spent the time making the artwork, contacting printers, prepping it all for print. It's good to go. Just need the money to print it. This project came from people asking me to adapt more Lovecraft or some Lovecraft. This time last year, I adapted Bram Stoker's Dracula and took it to Kickstarter, which was incredibly successful. But this also led people to requesting me to adapt other stories, and Lovecraft was the most popular. At the time, I was committed to other projects, so in my own free time, when I had some downtime or a spare minute, I've been working on this, make sure it's complete, and now I'm back with a new book, a new Kickstarter. From the Kickstarter, you can get copies of the book. There's bundles in case you want to display it as a piece of artwork on your wall. I'm doing commissions, there's original art, there's oversized prints, a bunch of different stuff depending on what kind of thing you're after. Thank you for your support. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to adapt a Lovecraft story. I hope you enjoyed The Call of Cthulhu, and thank you for your time.
So this is H.P. Lovecraft's The Call of Cthulhu. It's a Constantine book adapting Lovecraft's Call of Cthulhu into a Constantine book, telling the classic horror story in a full-color illustration. Cthulhu. All right, let's see if I can remember that. All right, so moving on to the Orison. Now, the Orison, unfortunately, has some music that we cannot play. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a quick view of it. I'm going to mute it real quick. It's only 53 seconds, so I think we can afford to give that to him. And in the meantime, I'll give you the pitch for it. Sounds cool, right? So here is the pitch for this amazing Kickstarter. It's made by Bradley, a good friend of our site, Bradley Golden. Orison, one of three, horror comic about survival on one of the largest mountains in the world. It's pretty straightforward as far as the tagline goes. And I mean, what else do you need? A mountain and then some good art. And clearly you're on your way to some great storytelling. All right, and that's the end of the video. So we're going to move on to our next Kickstarter, which is going to be Trial Run, followed by Angelica Reigns, followed by the Fairfax Comic Con, and then Light Earth. All right, so Trial Run is an all-ages superhero anthology. Imagine your parents were superheroes. Now imagine that you were given a choice to be a hero too. You just have to pick your power. Now, I know there's this one show called The Thundermans, and it's on Nickelodeon, that I think one of the kids chooses to be a villain. I thought that was clever, but I like this. Check out this hook. This has got a good hook.
Hey everyone, this is Jen of Arledge Comics, welcoming you to the Kickstarter for Trial Run. Imagine your parents were superheroes. Now imagine that you're given the chance to be a hero too. You just have to pick your power. All of us have, at one point or another, wondered what it would be like to have superpowers. One man's wondering is over. John is the only child of superheroes, and as he approaches his 18th birthday, he realizes he has some pretty big shoes to fill. Trial Run follows John's misadventures as he learns what it takes to be a hero. He's given a collection of specialties, each one bestowing upon him a different power, allowing John to take each power for a short trial run. He's finally got his chance to be a hero. He only needs to settle on a power.
That's pretty cool, right? Quick video, to the point, and hooks you right away. Wouldn't you like to try out some powers and see which one fits you best? I know I would. Speaking of trying things out, people tried to mess with Angelica Reigns, and now she's back. It's Angelica Reigns 2, The Faith. Angelica Reigns returns to take her shot at the Faith, and boy, things gonna get bloody. Let's check this out. All right. There we go. Now, for the record, I know that this is stock music, so it's not copyright.
Yo, this is Brian Hawkins. I'm the writer for Angelica Reigns, The Faith. Welcome to the Angelica Reigns, The Faith Issue 2 Kickstarter. SFC Comics and Evolution Publishing asked me to say a few words for his pre-order release about Angelica. And first and foremost, I'm very grateful, fortunate to have been brought on as a writer for this series, for her creating this Angelica Reigns universe within the universe, as it's part of the SFC universe. It's the first solo series in this universal character launch that Evolution Publishing has with SFC. And so I'm very grateful and excited to be a part of this. So what we have so far with this story is that Angelica is a young woman who has been imbued with dark powers. Something has happened in her past with her mother and her family, and it's put her on this path where she is destined to become something evil incarnate, maybe something dark. So she has a choice to make, and she's constantly fighting with who she is. It's a coming of age story. It's an identity story. And surrounding that story is magic and a world of fantasy just put in the middle of our real world. So hopefully people can relate and see themselves through the characters, the human condition. So this is issue 2. Issue 1 left off with a reveal that about Angelica and she having to deal with who she is supposed to be. So issue 2 picks up with her friends and her on this beginning this kind of journey, this quest, and dealing with the ramifications of everything that happened in issue 1. If you have not read issue 1, here is your chance. Issue 1 will be on this Kickstarter, so you can get issue 1 and issue 2. And hopefully this is a story that you can relate to, a story that you enjoy, have fun with, and will continue on. So thank you for being a part of this Kickstarter with us, and we'll see you for issue 2 and 3, 4. Just keep it going, right? Later.
Well, that was kind of annoying at the end, but that was a great promo, wasn't it? I'm excited. I'm a backer. I can't wait to see Angelica kick some ass. Speaking of kick ass, I went to Savannah Comic-Con. It was awesome. Same people brought you Savannah Comic-Con are going to bring you a Fairfax Comic-Con. Let's check it out.
Hi, I'm Mike Federale, and this is the Kickstarter for Fairfax Comic-Con. We want to kickstart the first ever Fairfax Comic-Con at the Dulles Expo Center. We've got enough funds already to put on a small event, but there's already over 9,000 people interested on Facebook and climbing. Say what? So we're asking fans to pledge and help us get all the space we need to put on a 2-day show with today's top comic book creators and special guests. We've already locked in comic book superstars John Cassaday and Jim Chung. Oh, yeah. And for you film and TV fans, we've got Greg Grunberg from Star Wars, Heroes, Alias, and an all-around incredible dude. Your pledge will help us add to our lineup and get the space we need to allow for more fans to attend. We've got some cool rewards like passes for the show, artist alley tables, vendor booths, but that's just a start. If we hit our stretch goals, we'll open up some really cool stuff like exclusive prints, top secret comic book, VIP celebrity lunch, and unlock 2 more mystery guests. So take a look at all this cool stuff, and then please be a superhero by pledging today for Fairfax Comic-Con Year 1.
How awesome is that? I am so excited. I cannot wait to see what happens at that Comic-Con. I'm telling you, I love Savannah. They did a great job. Let's shift gears into Light Earth. This is a collected edition of pinups, art, covers, and other amazing things from the smash hit Light Earth. Let's take a look at the video and see what JR is up to.
Hi everyone, J.R. Blanton here, the writer and creator of the Light Earth series. It's been a while since we were on Kickstarter, but we are back with the Ultimate Light Earth Collection. There will be standard and adult versions of this. Of course, obviously the adult will feature more pages, but this is going to be a collection of some of the best art that we've ever produced, and it is amazing. And this is stuff that, you know, people from DC, Marvel, Image, Dark Horse, you know, we've got some really good names and also some new names that you may never have heard of before. But check this campaign out. We hope you guys will pledge and that you'll enjoy this one. This will also be the first time that we're joined up with SR Comics International and my good friend Stephen Rose. So if you guys have any questions, just feel free to let us know and check out the tiers. And we hope you guys really like this one. So have a good one.
That's my good friend JR, great guy. Very, very enthusiastic guy, very passionate about what he does. And I love that about his, all of what he does, to be honest with you. He's a very passionate guy, and I'm very, very, very thankful to be able to call him a friend. We're going to move on to Nikolai Volkov, followed by the Staunch Ambition and Dead Duck Zombie Radio Show. We have a big show today, as you guys see. That's also why we're trying the quicker format today, because I knew we had a lot to cover. Nikolai Volkov, this is the third issue. It's a wrestling heel who wasn't. Nikolai Volkov, not a heel, not a communist, not a Russian. Learn of his path from immigration to the Hall of Fame and under this authorized comic book. Huge fan of this property. Cannot wait to see what happens with issue 3. Let's take a look.
I try to do me a favor. I try to teach the people a little bit class. You know, Russia, we have class. You know, Russia, when Americans come there, we sing American in Sri Lanka. Everybody stand up, not because we like it, but because we have a class.
Gentlemen, thank you for supporting Kickstarter, my 2 books. And now is number 3 coming, and that is the best. And I hope you love it, and thank you very much for your support.
A Croatian immigrant and champion weightlifter, a judo expert, a pro wrestling superstar who sold out Madison Square Garden, the tag team partner of the Iron Sheik, tag team world champion at WrestleMania 1, WWE Hall of Famer. These are but a few of the accolades collected by the legendary Nikolai Volkov, famed Russian heel who dominated the wrestling scene in the 1970s and 80s. This is his life story told in comic form. 3 issues of escape from communism, rise to wrestling royalty, and claim of immortality. Get the whole story in this Kickstarter campaign. As rewards for helping us fund production, printing, and distribution of the Nikolai comic, we are offering multiple color variants, including an oversized magazine edition of the comic. Also available are a Nikolai logo decal and a variety of autographed items, comics, posters, trading cards, mini Soviet flags, and action figures. There are also opportunities to get original art from the comic and have your likeness drawn into a future Squared Circle comic and have your business full-page ad included in the book. Thanks for checking out our Kickstarter campaign and for supporting indie wrestling comics.
I am just a huge fan of everything that John has done with this Inverse and WWF nostalgia. I can't wait for this to get on Kickstarter last right, so I can really dive into it. This is a prominent figure that really meant a lot to my family, and I hope one day to meet the man who inspired my family, who were immigrants, by the way. We're going to have to move on, sadly, to a different Kickstarter. Not that the other Kickstarters don't rock, but it's just that time in our day. We have a lot more to cover. But check out Nikolai this weekend and tag into awesomeness. Speaking of awesomeness, this is Staunch Ambition, issue 3. A supernatural science fiction exploring a new dimension. Azarus becomes vulnerable and must battle for possession of the world's most cherished assets. Let's take a look of this ambitious project. Gotta love it when the creators are part of making the music. Isn't that badass? The art in this is such an amazing thing. I really, really love it. Just wow. Really, you got to look into it. Check out the Kickstarter. It's got so much amazing stuff offered. You just have to take a look at it. And speaking of something new, this is brought to us by Bob Sally. It's Dead Duck and Zombie Chick radio show, vinyl pressing, new to our site. The comic book comes to life in this epic recording. Get the vinyl pressing of Dead Duck and Zombie Chick, the radio show, to have and to hold. Let's take a look at this.
Hi, this is Jay Fosgett, comic book creator, worked for Marvel Comics, Boom Studios, IDW, and SourcePoint Press, who published Dead Duck and Zombie Chick. The comic book came out a couple years ago. It was a big success, and most recently we created a radio series based on some of the stories that I created for the comic. We did 4 episodes and recorded it all in Toronto. It turned out awesome, and now we're doing a Kickstarter to release it on vinyl. That is record albums for you old fogies like me. So the majority of the albums will have my artwork on them, and then we'll be doing a limited amount, which will be blank, like the Beatles' White Album, that I will be drawing on as a reward. And we have some other artistic rewards as well, and it's going to be really awesome. So I encourage you guys to contribute to the Kickstarter, and hopefully we'll have more Dead Duck episodes in the future and more Dead Duck comics. Oh, one more thing. We're going to have a special wearable that will be part of the Kickstarter that will have digital comics on there and all the episodes. So you really want to get on board with that. I'd never even heard of it. I thought they were making it up. It's real. So help us out. Let's make it all happen. Thank you.
Now, I love vinyl records, so for me, this is exciting. You got to check out the Kickstarter to see the amazing art that's involved with this project. For us, we're going to move on to some other great, amazing projects. Checking them out right now, and we're actually getting to the end of our program. Exciting more stuff to come, so stay tuned as we explore Johnny Scotch. Johnny Scotch, The Sound of Justice, is a pulpy musical version of Johnny Scotch's world. Let's see what that means in this amazing video.
In the 4 years since Johnny Scotch came to life, I've expanded his jazz noir landscape to include short stories, novellas, and a series of comics that will soon be a graphic novel. It's now time to bring the soundtrack to Johnny's pulpy world into the light and share the full experience with everyone who has supported this project since the beginning. Johnny Scotch, The Sound of Justice, is a collection of pieces written by Thomas Barber and myself, based in and around the Johnny Scotch world. These pieces incorporate the writing in a spoken word format, backed up by my Scotch-fueled jazz rock fusion band, fronted by myself on trumpet. Backers of this project will be treated to special incentives ranging from Johnny Scotch comics, books, prints, and ultimately the music in either digital form or a beautifully packaged CD. So join us as we embark on the next installment of Johnny Scotch with Johnny Scotch, The Sound of Justice.
How awesome is that? I'm really a fan of the fact that at one point last year during the fires, remember, they actually donated some comic books to help with relief for that. So that's awesome. Now it might be time our time to give back to them. What do you think? I think so. Let's check out the Children's Vampire Hunting Brigade. All Souls Day, the Gothic adventure inspired by real-life global vampire incidents. A punk rock Buffy set in Scotland. The Brigade's final stand.
Hi, I'm writer David Lucarelli, and this is the video for our Kickstarter.
That's life, innit? You don't get what you want, and then you die. What if I could fix that?
No, it can't be. We killed you. You're dead.
Yeah. Join me.
The vampires are a disease. They corrupt everything they touch, including us. Come at me, lad. Let's see what you got. Overextend like that, and you're done.
We found these from Edinburgh to Paris. Identical markings. What does it say?
Janice is coming.
Who is Janice?
Their queen.
What is he?
You say you know who we are. Do the math.
No, please, I'm begging you. You can't do this to me. Anything but...
It's settled then. The brigade will make its final stand in the southern necropolis on All Souls Day. The Children's Vampire Hunting Brigade, All Souls Day. Kickstarter, March 20th through April 30th.
So that was pretty cool. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my mouse. I was grabbing the wrong one. So we're going to talk about, I guess, the Libertarians. Our last Kickstarter, Libertarian comic book, is in need of We the People. What does We the People mean? That's a good question. We the People is a book about, basically, and I'll give it to you in their own words, whether you're left, right, or center political, our intention of this book is to make you think. It's okay to disagree with us. In fact, dissent is a good thing. It leads to dialogue, and that's what we want to do, start a discussion. That's from the creative team. It's now on GoFundMe and waiting for your help to make sure that this project gets made. We're going to go quickly back over our list and remind you of the Kickstarters that we're covering. The Libertarian comic book. We covered the Children's Vampire Hunting Brigade and Johnny Scotch. Dead Duck and Zombie Chicks, Staunch Ambition. Nikolai Volkov and Light Earth. Fairfax Comic Con and Angelica Reigns. We went on a trial run and we ventured up the Orison Mountain. H.P. Lovecraft's T'Challa concentrate book is now available on Kickstarter. Scientists and Tales from the Black Circle. Laugh It Forward. Now the Arcane Cocktail, Alter Life, and Speechify have no time left. Make sure you immediately go to those Kickstarters at the end of this program to back them today. Thank you for tuning in. If you want us to cover your Kickstarter, please reach out to us at indieadvocates@gmail.com. My name is Mr. Anderson, and I am the advocating voice for Indie Advocates.